Sex. Now that I have your attention, sex is something that we don't really see in Star Wars. Mainly because Star Wars is made for kids, but some things can be argued about that. For example, anyway, a question that comes up a lot when talking about the Jedi Order or their code they have to follow is whether or not they can, do the thing with somebody. In the past, George Lucas has said that the Jedi weren't celibate. It was just specifically the concept of love and long-term attachments to the person that the Jedi Order forbade its members from engaging in. So, in the short answer, yes, Jedis can get busy in the bedroom if they have no feelings for the other person. It's basically having sex with someone you've never met before and you were blindfolded while doing it. Now, I don't know how that experience will feel, but here are 7 Jedi in the old and current canon that defy one of the Order's many hypocrisies and absolutely, undoubtedly, god-freaky. A novel in the old expanded universe written by Jude Watson, Secrets of the Jedi, told 3 different short stories revolving around secret romances. Let's start with our dear Obi-Wan, who fell in love with a fellow apprentice, Siri Tachi, the Padawan of Jedi Master Ali Galia, who Obi-Wan would later serve on the Jedi Council with. Awkward! Anyway, with Qui-Gon and Adi going on constant missions as a team, Obi-Wan and Siri spent plenty of time together. As their friendly rivalry eventually grew, their feelings for each other blossomed. They were so comfortable with each other that Siri would sit on Obi-Wan's lap in the public areas of the Jedi Temple. The two acknowledged their love after a particularly dangerous mission depending on each other. Yep, sounds like your typical romance. But they immediately decided to put their love aside, telling the council about their attachment and moving on from it. Obi-Wan would eventually drift away from Siri, who went off on her own path. But even if Siri was Obi-Wan's first love, it's heavily implied that he had a much more involved relationship, not in the old EU with Siri, but with someone else in the current canon. The Clone Wars series established that the young Obi-Wan had a secret romantic relationship with Satine Kryze, the future Duchess of Mandalore. Just as with Siri, Obi-Wan developed feelings for Satine while on a mission with her, protecting her from assassination attempts. So romantic. But once Satine returned to Mandalore, Obi-Wan ended their relationship, choosing to stay with the Jedi Order because my man's not a simp. When they eventually reunite as adults during the events of the show, Obi-Wan tells Satine that if she asked him, he would have abandoned the Jedi Order to stay with her. Oh, Obi-Wan, you charming devil. In reality, Obi-Wan was just taking after his master. Secrets of the Jedi also delved into Qui-Gon's romantic relationship with a fellow Jedi named Tal, who was an important character throughout the Jedi Apprentice series. A Nurian who came to the Jedi Order at the age of 6, Tal shared a path through the Jedi Order alongside Qui-Gon as apprentices, Padawans, and eventually Jedi Knights. The two established a close bond that eventually grew into romantic feelings. They mostly kept it flirty for much of their lives until Tal went undercover on a mission that had her investigating an attempted coup on New Upsilon. She was captured and eventually tortured. This led Qui-Gon, despite the Council's orders, going after her. They reunited, but Tal's captivity had her near death. With him at her side, Qui-Gon and Tal pledged their lives to each other with the implication of potential consummation before she eventually passed away. A loss so painful it nearly sent Qui-Gon on the path to the dark side. Quinlan Vos fell to the dark side as a double agent for the Republic, leading him to develop romantic attachments to our favorite Sith assassin, Asajj Ventress. In the Dark Disciple novel, during Quinlan's time as an undercover agent tasked with assassinating Count Dooku, he developed a close relationship with Asajj Ventress, first as allies and eventually as lovers. In fact, Vos briefly succumbed to the dark side after failing to assassinate Dooku, when the later revealed Ventress was responsible for the death of Quinlan's Jedi Master, Thom, shattering his trust in their relationship. However, love would take over again as Quinlan would jump in front of Ventress to take on a horrifyingly powerful Sith lightning attack from Count Dooku, who after seeing Quinlan's selflessness finds out their relationship with each other. With Quinlan and Asajj having all that time together, ducking into places and hiding, something happened eventually. Like, come on. Etan was a Jedi Knight at the height of the Clone Wars who was a major character in the Amazing Republic Commando novels. She fought alongside the commandos of Omega and Delta Squad. Eventually, she fell in love with one of the troopers, Darman, and the two got freaky in the sheets on Coruscant while on an assignment together. Etan actually became pregnant with Darman's child during this and eventually gave birth in secret to his son named Venku. Etan originally decided to leave Venku to be raised on Mandalore with Darman's adoptive people because the Jedi would never accept her relationship, let alone one with a subordinate in the Grand Army of the Republic. But feeling her code of ethics and the declining morality of the Jedi Council were at a divergence, she ultimately decided to formally leave the Order and to raise her son with Darman. Well, that is cute and romantic until she died fleeing Coruscant in the wake of Order 66, that is. Revan was the protagonist of the original beloved RPG Knights of the Old Republic made by BioWare, a game studio well known for their romanceable characters. Revan, a fallen Jedi Knight who could, through the player's choice, can either be redeemed or venture back to the dark side. One of the other major party members of the game, the legendary Jedi Bastila Shan, could engage in a romantic subplot together. While the final scene of that subplot heavily implies the duo had sex after committing to each other, they kiss and the screen fades black with a message that an hour passes. Later in the story, it's revealed Bastila and Revan eventually married and had a son together, Vanner. Born while Revan ventured off into the unknown regions to hunt down a mysterious Sith threat. Even then, they married in a time when Jedi specifically forbade it. The only reason the council approved Sean and Revan's marriage at the time was A, because Revan agreed not to spread his philosophies concerning attachments to other Jedi, and B, it was kind of a thanks for saving the entire galaxy sort of thing. Now what about Luke Skywalker? Well, according to Mark Hamill, who plays him, he responded to a tweet saying this: "Did Luke Skywalker die a virgin?" Well, Mark Hamill responds saying, "Make up your own backstory, it's undetermined." But in the one I made for myself, the answer is no. Yes, in the old extended universe, Luke had a relationship with the former Emperor's hand, Mara Jade. Later, they would have a son named Ben. We also know Luke had the hots for Cammy, a female friend cut from A New Hope, given that The Last Jedi's novelization brought her back as his wife for a dream sequence. To be fair though, Luke didn't really have any rules to follow, as he was the only surviving Jedi for a while and made his own order. For all we know, he could have been wheeling birds throughout the galaxy. I mean, who wouldn't want to get down with the man who blew up the first Death Star and saved the galaxy countless of times? Alright, who couldn't forget the biggest F-boy in the galaxy? Our man Anakin Skywalker. I mean, you already knew it was coming, am I right? The man who boned so hard he helped bring about the destruction of the Jedi Order, the arrival of the Empire, and a war that's still rolling on decades after he was put on top of a bonfire on the planet of killer teddy bears. I mean, that is a remarkable track record for simply hooking up, ramming, and knocking up the ex-queen. At least boning Padme did give us Luke and Leia, setting about Anakin's redemption, a redemption needed from his fall to the dark side, mostly predicted on the fact that he had to keep his hookup secret from his colleagues. Now, even though Padme was one of the hottest birds in the galaxy, I think Anakin really missed an opportunity here with this fine specimen.